Have you ever spent 24 hours without a phone, without internet, and without another human being? Just think, if you had to stay alone in a thick jungle for 76 days, nights filled only with animal sounds, days ruled by hunger and fear, could you stay alive? Today's story is about one guy who got trapped alone in the jungle and fought death for 76 straight days. This isn't a movie. It's 100% real. He didn't just figure out how to stay alive. He taught us that survival isn't only muscle, it's a mind game. So come on, let's find out how. One dude turned the jungle into his home and fear into his superpower. That day started like any other. Sky crystal clear, sun blazing, a tiny plane cruising over the Amazon. Inside, a handful of passengers were laughing, chatting about their trips. One of them was Carlos, a young traveler who was totally in love with nature. Little did he know his life was about to flip to a chapter he'd never forget. Out of nowhere, the wind flipped, clouds rolled in, and the engine started coughing weird noises. The pilot wrestled the controls for a few seconds, but what happened next belonged in a horror flick. The plane nosedived, screams exploded, and in a blink, total blackout. When Carlos opened his eyes, he was lying in twisted wreckage. All around him, trees, smoke, dead silence. No people, no trail, just jungle, as gorgeous as it was deadly. Those final screams still echoed in his ears, and one question hammered his brain. Did I survive? Or am I just waiting to die? His body was banged up, one leg screaming with pain. But he knew if he let fear take the wheel, it would kill him faster than any wound. He scanned the crash, half a bottle of water, a couple biscuits, and a pocket knife in his bag. That was his entire kit, and ahead lay 76 days of jungle. Right then, he made up his mind. If I'm gonna die, I'll die trying. He started building a tiny shelter from whatever scraps survived the crash. When night dropped, freezing wind and animal howls tested every ounce of his guts. He shut his eyes and told himself, "We'll deal with fear later. Right now, stay alive." He had no clue that was step one, his first move in beating the jungle. The first 3 days somehow crawled by, half a biscuit, a few sips of water, and a mountain of hope. But on day 4, when his stomach started screaming empty, Carlos got the memo. The real war had just kicked off. Finding chow in the jungle was no picnic. He climbed trees, crawled through bushes, but every fruit was a total stranger. Some red, some yellow, some so pretty you'd swear they were candy. Yeah, right, this wasn't a grocery store. Looks could kill. He manned up, ripped off one shiny fruit, and chowed down. 30 minutes later, his body was shaking, gut on fire, puking his guts out, head spinning like a carnival ride. That's when it hit him. The jungle doesn't charge you for mistakes. It hands you the death penalty. He dragged himself under a rock, parked his head, and whispered, "Time to learn, or game over." Next morning, he started stalking the locals. What birds and monkeys ate, which trees they hit up, which plants they ghosted. Little by little, he figured out the jungle's the best damn teacher on the planet. He munched bugs, yanked roots, sometimes just sucked leaf juice to clock another sunrise. He didn't look human anymore. He looked like a hunter, wired, scary, stubborn as hell. Every night by the fire, he talked to himself. We used to bitch about restaurant food. Can't even remember what that tasted like. Once he cracked up and said, "If I ever get home, even gas station sushi's gonna be 5-star. Deep down, he knew hunger could finish him, or forge him into a legend. He picked legend. Starve, sure, but stay breathing. Hunger got handled, sorta. Then came the fight that breaks every soul. Thirst. Water was everywhere, but it looked clean and tasted like poison. Carlos's lips were toast. Tongue felt like sandpaper. He scooped a handful from a scummy pond, then froze. Memory flashed. Get sick now and no doctor's coming, bro. That second he realized good calls are the ultimate survival cheat code. Days dragged on, and he started eyeballing raindrops like they were angels. One afternoon, the sky cracked open, thunder boomed, and the floodgates let loose. He bolted under the trees, set out broken bottle shards, spread giant leaves, collecting every drop like gold. First swallow and tears rolled. "Never thought water could taste this beautiful," he told the rain. After that, he leveled up, folded leaves into funnels, hollowed logs into tanks. One stretch went 3 days dry. He wrung his t-shirt and drank the sweat. He'd grin and say, Thirst doesn't turn you into an animal, it turns you into a freaking human, because that's when you realize every breath, every gulp, is a gift. He quit hunting water and started manufacturing it. That's the exact moment the Carlos who was scared of dying turned into the Carlos who'd mastered living. He got it. In the jungle, the strong don't survive. The smart do. Daylight tossed him a sliver of guts, but the second darkness dropped, the jungle showed its real face. Every sound turned into a monster. A leaf rustling? That's a panther sneaking up. Carlos huddled in the corner of his stick shack, holding his breath so nothing could hear him breathe. Sometimes wolves howled miles away. Sometimes a snake slithered 2 feet from his toes. He'd whisper, "Fear doesn't make noise. It just crawls inside and sets up camp." Every night his brain ran drills. Beast shows up. Do I bolt or swing? Then the truth slapped him. Nobody's riding in to save the day. Want to stay alive? Build your own damn security system. He stacked sticks, rubbed rocks till his fingers bled, trying to spark fire. Smoke, choke, die, try again. He didn't quit. Finally, one tiny ember glowed, then whoosh, flames. His eyes lit up like he'd just punched death in the throat. From then on, he kept a fire every night to keep the critters at bay. He even named the burning stick Rocky. Yeah, he made besties with a piece of wood. He'd laugh, "Rocky's my nighttime bodyguard." Sounds nuts, but when you're solo, you'll bond with anything, even firewood. Some nights he talked to himself, some nights he stared at the stars and said, "Mom, still kicking." Those nights didn't teach him to be scared, they taught him to live. He learned darkness isn't evil, it just asks, "You trust yourself or what?" The second he answered, "Hell yes," the jungle started listening. 50 days in, Carlos was a walking skeleton, clothes shredded, hair full of dirt, face straight out of a horror flick. He wouldn't recognize himself in a mirror, and mirrors don't grow on trees. All he had was his shadow dancing on trunks or rippling in creeks. Every sunrise he'd squint at the sun and tell it, "Today's the day somebody shows." He'd climb trees, scratch SOS into rocks, burn leaves till smoke clawed the sky. Every time the sky stayed quiet, like the world hit mute on him. One afternoon a chopper thumped overhead. He sprinted, screamed till his throat bled, waved like a lunatic, sparked a signal fire. Chopper kept rolling. He face-planted in the dirt. First time he cried, not from fear, but because nobody saw him after all that hustle. Few minutes later he dragged himself up, wiped his face and growled, "Cool, tomorrow we try again." That moment rewrote his whole deal. He wasn't fighting fear anymore. He was fighting surrender. Little by little his grit outgrew his hunger. Now every sound, every breeze, every shadow carried a clue. Flock of birds overhead, bet there's a river close. He coached his brain. Fold now and your story ends mid-sentence. Then day 76, a search crew rolled through. They spotted a rag flapping on a branch miles off. Got closer, there was Carlos, half knocked out, eyes sunken, lips split, but wearing the faintest grin. They asked, "You okay, man?" He croaked one word, "Alive." If this story just reminded you what humans are made of, smash that, like, shoot it to your crew, and hit subscribe so you never miss another true survival banger. Because this was only one story. Your real fight, it just started.